Chapter 1. I open my eyes to the sting of incense smoke and the coarse bite of hemp rope cutting into my wrists. My mouth is stuffed with a wad of dirty cloth, sour and tasting of old blood. I am tied to a hard wooden chair in the center of a room that is not my own. The ancestral hall of the Sioux family. A place I have only ever glimpsed through the cracks of a servant's door. But now I see it in full, horrifying detail. Red silk, the color of congealed blood, is draped everywhere. It hangs from the rafters, pools on the floor, and winds around the pillars like the coils of some great, sleeping serpent. A single, large character, double happiness, is pasted crookedly on the wall behind the altar, its gold paint flaking and peeling. The air is thick with the cloying sweetness of incense burning in a bronze censer, mingled with the bitter smoke of paper money. The kind burned for the dead. Before the altar, a long table holds offerings, a plate of withered apples, a cup of cold tea, and a pair of red candles that have burned down to guttering stubs, casting dancing, monstrous shadows across the walls. Across from me, slumped in a chair that has been placed opposite mine as if for a bridegroom, is a figure. It is him. It is Chin Fong. My husband. But it is not him. His face is the same, the face I had loved, the face that had smiled at me with such warmth for 2 years before turning cold. But now it is waxy and pale. His eyes are reclosed, and a thin trail of black, congealed blood runs from the corner of his mouth, staining the red silk of his wedding robe. He is still as stone. My body seizes, a scream caught in my throat, trying to force its way past the gag. My memories are a violent whirlpool. The cold, wet night. The cruel hands shoving me from behind. The water closing over my head, black and freezing, filling my nose and mouth. Drowning. I had drowned. The river had taken me. And now I am here, at my own ghost wedding, a living bride for a dead groom. A voice, RP and familiar, cuts through the pounding in my ears. She is awake. Finally. The corpse is getting impatient. I snap my head. Tawa RDS the sound. Sue Meishin. My former best friend. The girl who grew up in the village next to mine, the one who lured me to the city with promises of a better life. She is wearing a dress of the same red silk, simpler, but unmistakably the color of a wedding attendant. Her face is painted, her lips a stark, ruby red, and her eyes, once full of feigned camaraderie, now hold a cold, reptilian amusement. Beside her stands my stepmother, Lady Jean, dressed in a more ornate version of the same red silk. Her face is a mask of flawless poise, but her eyes are hungry. They are watching me like a fox watches a wounded bird. Quiet, Meishin, Lady Jean says, her voice a soft, musical warning. This is a sacred moment. The spirits are listening. Did you perform the binding ritual correctly? Of course, Mother Jean, Sue Meishin replies, her gaze returning to me. She approaches, the rustle of her silk dress loud in the silence. She was a perfect vessel. A pure maiden, just as the shaman required. The Fia makes her spirit so much stronger. It will bind perfectly to Brother Fong. They are speaking as if I cannot hear. As if I am already dead, just a disque ride husk. My mind is racing. Chin Fong. My husband. He is dead. They killed him. And now they are going to sacrifice me, using some dark ritual to bind my spirit to his corpse. For what purpose? To bring him back? No, the shaman my grandmother used to speak of, the ones who dealt in the darkest arts, did not bring back the soul. They created monsters. They summoned vengeful spirits and trapped them in empty vessels to serve as weapons or guardians. They are not trying to bring him back to life. They are trying to create something far more terrible. Far is a cold, sharp blade in my chest, but it is quickly tempered by a new, incandescent rage. A rage so hot it burns away the numbing shock. They tried to kill me. They threw me into the icy river. They have trapped me here to be a spirit bride for their dead son. My own stepmother, who had smiled and pretended to see a re for me for the 5 years since my mother's death, and Su Meishin, my trusted confidant. All of it, every smile, every whispered secret, every kind word, was a lie. A ca fully constructed cage. They had been planning this for months, perhaps years. The shaman said the binding must be done before the hour of the rat, Su Meishin says, walking to the central table and picking up a long, thin needle. It gleams in the candlelight. The closer to the moment of death, the stronger the tie. She was pulled from the river less than 2 hours ago. Her spirit is still raw, angry. It is perfect. She stops in front of me, her smile turning cruel. Do not worry, Ruashi. You will be with your husband forever. Just as you always wanted. That is it. The rage within me explodes, shattering the last vestiges of my paralysis. The fear is still there, a cold knot in my stomach, but my fury is a wildfire, giving me strength I never knew I possessed. As Su Meishin brings the needle tower RDS my forehead, I do not try to shrink away. Instead, I lurch forward in my chair. The ropes bite into my wrists, drawing blood, but the sudden movement is enough to send the chair toppling over. I crash to the floor, the impact stunning the breath from my lungs, but I do not see a re. I scream against the gag, a raw, guttural sound of pure fury that is muffled but resonates in the hushed hall. Su Meishin jumps back with a yelp, dropping the needle. What is she doing? She shrieks, her perfect composure cracking to restrain her. Lady Jin's voice is a Sha RP command. She is just a hysterical girl. Hurry. But as I writhe on the floor, my bound hands trying to find purchase on the smooth wood, I feel a sudden, bizarre shift. I was not just trying to escape. I was trying to find something. A memory, perhaps, or a connection. Then I feel it. Under my palm, under the red silk that covers the floor, is a crack in the wooden boa RDS. The one I had seen when I was a child, visiting another noble house, a place where a servant said the old spirits of the house live in the floorboa RDS. It is the same, the distinct feel of a wide, deep crack. I press my thumb against the splintered edge. The world goes silent. I can no longer hear Su Meishin's frantic commands or Lady Jin's Sha RP orders. All I hear is a low, resonant hum, like a single, deep note played on a giant string. A cold energy, like a river of winter water, flows from the crack and into my body. It is not a hostile energy. It feels old, powerful, and profoundly sad. But it is also mine. As if it had been waiting for me. The cold energy surges through my veins, a Sha RP contrast to the hot rage in my heart. It does not seem to come from an external spirit, but from the deep, untapped well of my own soul. It is the power of my own fury, my own will to live, given a conduit by the ancient, creaking house itself. It feels like home. It feels like my mother. A violent tremor shakes my body. The ropes binding my wrists suddenly feel brittle, like dry twigs. With a surge of strength that feels borrowed from the very EARTH, I pull my ARMSAPART. The hemp fibers snap with a sound like snapping bones that I scramble to my feet, spitting the filthy rag from my mouth. Su Meishin and Lady Jean both sta, their faces slack with shock. They look at the broken ropes, then at me. The candles on the altar flicker wildly, as if caught in a sudden, unseen wind. The incense smoke curls into strange, serpentine shapes. The room feels colder, much colder. My breath comes out in a visible puff of mist. What did you do? Su Meishin whispers, her bravado gone, replaced by a tremor of genuine terror. I do not answer. I just look at her. I look at Lady Jean. The rage in my heart has found a new, terrible focus. This is my family. This is my home. And they have tried to sacrifice me to a corpse. They are the ones who should be afraid. A slow, cold smile touches my lips, a smile that does not reach my eyes. That I take a step forward, and it feels like the very floorboa RDS beneath me shift in solidarity. You wanted me to be a ghost bride, I say, my voice low and hoa-rc, but clear are, a perfect vessel. A spirit to bind to your dead son. I take another step, and Su Meishin stumbles back, knocking over a bronze candlestick. The clatter is loud in the silent hall. Well, I say, my voice dropping to a whisper that seems to carry in the frigid air, I have found a spirit much older than his. I do not know what I mean. It is a bluff, a desperate claim to frighten them as they have frightened me. But the moment the words leave my mouth, the air in the hall changes. The single candle on the altar gutters and goes out. The wisp of its dying smoke seems to coalesce into a vague, frightening shape before dissolving. Lady Jin's face, so previously immaculate, is now a ghastly white. Su Meishin screams. A high, piercing sound of pure, undiluted terror. She flees. Her silk dress tangles around her legs as she scrambles for the door, slamming it open and ring into the darkness of the courtier road. I am left with Lady Jin. The incense smoke has become a swirling, impenetrable fog. It coils around Qin Feng's still form, making him look like a phantom. Lady Jin's eyes are wide, derooting between me and the altar. She is a woman who has always controlled her world through silken manipulation. Faced with a force she cannot understand, her control is shattered. You are repossessed, she breathes, the haughty matriarch for once a frightened old woman. The shaman warned, the spirit might be too strong oh, what have we done? You wanted a ghost bride, Lady Jin, I hiss, the cold power swirling within me, guided by my rage. I was your daughter. You raised me for this. My voice breaks on the last word. All the pretend affection, the secret hopes for a mother's love, they crumble to ash. You sold me to Qin Feng to spy on him. And when he was no longer useful, you killed him and planned to dispose of me too. I am not just repeating facts. I am seeing them. The memories become brutal pictures. The whispered conversations in the Ga den, the opened letters, the poison I had not even known I was administering to him, a slow, undetectable poison. His growing weakness, his puzzled anger, and his eventual death in my arms. And then their hands, pushing me into the cold, dark water. The betrayal is a physical blow, a knife twisting in my chest. It was business, Lady Jin whispers, her voice hoa-rc. Everything is business. Your father, he was weak. We needed this alliance. We needed the Su family's power. She is trying to sound logical, but it just makes her look pathetic. And now you will pay the price for your business, I say, my voice carrying a weight that is not entirely my own. As I speak, the red silk draperies begin to stir, as if in a strong wind. The hanging ribbons untwist and begin to wind themselves around the pillars, slow and deliberate. One of them brushes against Lady Jin's arm, and she shrieks, batting it away. This is the price. I say, my voice rising. For every drop of my mother's blood you let be forgotten. For every lie you fed my father. For every moment you pretended to love me while planning my death. I focus my will, and one of the long, red silk ribbons, snapping like a whip, flies toward the altar. It snatches the cup of cold tea and hurls it against the wall, shattering in a spray of ceramic and water. Lady Jin screams again. The room is a maelstrom of swirling silk, smoke, and my own furious will. The cold energy within me has become a conduit for a power I do not understand but am learning to command. This is not just me. It is the house. It is the rage of all the betrayed women of this household that the family history tried to bury. It is my mother's ghost, maybe. But more importantly, it is my own, resurrected will. As the hall descends into chaos, the thread of a plan begins to form in my mind. I do not just want to read them. I want to destroy them. I want to unravel the entire web of lies and greed they have spun, using this new, terrifying power they have awoken in me. I have been reborn. But not to be their ghost bride. I have been reborn to be their nightmare. Lady Jin flees. She runs from the hall, her cries echoing through the silent manor. I let her go. I let all of them go. My limbs are trembling, and the energy that had surged through me feels like a storm that has just passed, leaving me drained and shivering. I stumble over to a low, lacquered table, falling against it for support. The cold of the marbly floor seeps into my bones, and the acrid smell of burnt incense and clings to my clothes. I am back. I am alive. For the moment, that is enough. But the respite is brief. The sound of heavy, hurried footsteps echoes from the courtyard outside. Voices, low and urgent, mutter in the darkness. I hear Lady Jin's voice, still shaking but regaining its authoritative edge. She is in there. I tell you, she broke the ropes, she commanded the silk. It is a demon. We must have her exorcised immediately. The shaman. Send for the shaman. I do not wait for them to get a shaman. I know I cannot face a whole crowd, not yet. Not when I do not even understand what happened to me. I need to move. The cold energy within me pulses weakly, a dying ember, but it is still there. I stumble out of the hall through a side door, a narrow passage I remember from my childhood explorations. It leads to the service corridors of the manor, dark and smelling of boiled cabbage and floor polish. I am in a daze. The familiar twists and turns of the servants' quarters that used to seem so maze-like and intimidating now feel like a lifeline. I keep to the shadows, hiding in alcoves and behind heavy curtains when I hear voices. My clothes, the beautiful, white silk of a spirit bride, are re-stained and wet, making me stand out like a beacon. I need to change. I need to find somewhere to hide and think. I need to understand what I have become. It is not long before I hear the commotion. My father's voice, booming and authoritative, demands to know what is happening. Lady Jin's voice, higher and desperate, babbles about a demon in the hall, a possessed girl, the shaman. The entire manor is awake. Servants with flickering oil lamps rush through the courtyard, their faces pale and terrified. It is a perfect opportunity. I slip into the main house through a pantry door, moving through the shadowed dining room and up the main staircase. The house is different now. The familiar paintings on the walls seem to watch me. The creak of the floorboards feels deliberate, like a warning. But I do not feel afraid. The house, which had always felt like Lady Jin's territory, cold and imposing, now feels alive. Like it is waiting. Like it is on my side. My room. It is not far. I have to get there. I reach the door to my own little chamber, and my breath catches. The door is ajar, light spills from the crack. I hear a voice inside. It is Su Meishin. I do not know what happened, she is saying, her voice high and panicked. It was like the whole room came alive. The incense, the silk, she snapped the ropes like they were made of paper. And she looked at us. She had this smile. Mother Jean said she was possessed, but I think she is just insane. She is faking it. We need to burn her. Just like we burned her mother's things. That is the only way to get rid of a stain like her. A cold, sharp fury prickles through my skin. They burned my mother's things. Of course, they did. They tried to erase every trace of her. I lean against the wall, pressing my eyes shut, forcing myself to be calm. I cannot act rashly. I need to know what they are replanning. So what do we do? It is my father's voice. He sounds less like a powerful patriarch and more like a confused, frightened old man. The shaman is on his way. He said he would get rid of whatever is in her. But what if she tells everyone? What if she tells the prefect? We cannot afford a scandal. Not with the position I am vying for. She will not tell anyone anything, father, Su Meishin replies, her voice dropping to a conspiratorial purr. I feel a chill that has nothing to do with the cold energy. She calls him father. She has been doing it for years, of course, but hearing her do it so freely now, while planning my demise, is a new level of betrayal. She is a hysterical girl. And a pathetic one at that. Once the shaman performs the rite, he can make her forget everything. He can make her a docile little bride. We just have to make sure the binding is done properly this time. We will tell everyone she had a nervous breakdown from grief over Qin Feng's death. It is perfect. We just need to keep her locked up until the shaman arrives. I hear a soft thud. A heavy lock being thrown on the outside of the door. They are expecting me to come back here. They are trapping me. I feel a surge of panic. My room, my sanctuary, is now a cage. But the panic is swiftly replaced by fury. They think they can lock me in. They think they can break me. I push the door open, and the scene inside freezes. Su Meishin is standing by my writing desk, holding a small lacquered box. My mother's. She is frozen, her hand halfway inside it. My father, standing by the window, looks up, his face pale. He sees me and flinches back. But Su Meishin, after a moment of shock, recovers. A small, triumphant smile plays on her lips. Ruashi, she says, her voice honey-sweet. We were so worried. You gave us such a fright. Come in, come in. You look exhausted. She is so good at this. So convincing. If I had not seen her holding the needle, if I had not seen her smile as she planned my death, I would have believed her. I feel the cold energy stir within me, a warning, a readiness to get your hands off my mother's things, I say, my voice soft and dangerous. I do not enter the room. I stand in the doorway, blocking the only exit. Su Meishin's smile falters, but she quickly recovers. Oh, this I was just going to keep it safe for you, she says, holding up the box. You left it lying around. It is a very valuable antique. Your mother, well, she would not want such a fine thing to get lost. Her patronizing tone, the casual dismissal of my mother, it is like fuel to a fire. The cold energy that had been a smoldering ember suddenly blazes into life. I feel it fill my lungs, my limbs, my very soul. The room shimmers. The candles on my dresser start to flicker violently. A cold draft, smelling of frost and dead leaves, swirls around Su Meishin. She feels it. Her smile vanishes, replaced by a look of pure terror. She drops the box. It clatters to the floor. What are you doing? She whispers that I do not answer. I just focus on her. On the rs of lies. On the time she stole my letter from the suitor she later married, a man I had a passing fondness for. On the time she, accidentally, spilled ink on the dress I was to wear to my first official ball. On every small, petty cruelty she hid behind a sweet smile. My anger is a deep, cold well, and I let the energy from the house flow into it. The draft becomes a gale, whipping her hair around her face, sending loose papers and trinkets flying. She tries to run, but her feet are rooted to the spot. The door slams shut behind me, sealing the three of us in the room. My father stumbles back, hitting the wall. Su Ruashi, he yells, his voice cracking. Stop this at once. This is madness. You are dishonoring your family. I turn to look at him. My father. The man who chose his new wife's comfort over my mother's memory. The man who turned a blind eye as his daughter was poisoned, drowned, and prepper read for a ghost wedding. To dishonor, I say, my voice ring the weight of the cold wind. You buried my mother in an unmarked grave. You let Lady Jean sell me like chattel. You stood by while your daughter was murdered. You have no honor. You have no family. You are a ghost in your own life, father. A shadow. As I speak, the candles on the dresser go out, plunging the room into darkness, save for the moonlight filtering through the window. The only sound is the howl of the unseen wind and the frantic beat of their hearts, which I can somehow hear, like drums of Fia. Su Meishin is crying now, ugly trs of terror. Please, she sobs, falling to her knees. I am sorry. I am sorry, Ruashi. It was all Mother Jin's idea. I did not want to do it. Please, have mercy. Mercy. They showed me no mercy. They took my mother. They took my life. The cold energy within me is so strong, I feel as if I could extinguish their lives with a thought. But I remember my plan. I cannot destroy them now. Not yet. That would be too easy, too quick. I need to unravel their world slowly, piece by piece. Instead, I step into the room. The wind dies down. The silence is crushing. That I will show you mercy, I say, my voice a whisper. The relief on Su Meishin's face is almost comical. But not because you deserve it. I walk to the writing desk and pick up my mother's box. I open it. Inside is a single, simple jade hairpin. You will be my witness. You will tell the prefect everything. The money sent to the shaman. The poison in Qin Feng's tea. The attempt on my life. You will lay your own sins Ri. Her face pales. But they will execute me. They will, I agree, unless you can prove that Lady Jean and my father forced you. Unless you can give them a bigger, more valuable target. I look from her to my father. And you, father. You will sign over the deed to this manor to me. You will confess to the false accusations you made against my mother to have her déclarée read unclean, and her family's property seized. You will do it publicly. Never, he gasps. The shame. I would be ruined. I hold up the jade hairpin. You are already ruined, father. You just do not know it yet. This manor is built on a lie. And now, it will be the instrument of your truth. I have no idea what I am saying. But the words come to me, fueled by the cold power. I am playing a role of a vengeful ghost. And they are my terrified audience. You have until the shaman arrives to make your decision. Or I will make it for you. I do not wait for their answer. I pick up my mother's box, turn, and walk out of the room. I feel their eyes on my back, their feet are hanging in the air. I walk down the hall, the cold energy a protective cloak around me. I am no longer the terrified girl who was dragged to a ghost wedding. I am a specter of their own making. And I have just become the most powerful person in this house. Chapter 2. I do not go far. I slip into the room next to mine, a dusty, unused study that was once my father's before he decided to pursue his political ambitions in the city. I lean against the closed door, my heart hammering against my ribs. The cold energy that had been a ring river of power is now a trickle, leaving me feeling weak and hollow. The bravado I showed in my room was a mask held together by sheer will and fury. Now, in the quiet darkness, the mask slips, and I am just a terrified, exhausted girl. I slide down to the floor, my back against the door, and hug my knees to my chest. The jade hairpin from the box is in my hand. My mother's. I press it to my cheek, its smooth surface a grounding presence. I stay like that for what feels like an eternity, listening to the chaos unfold in the rest of the house. I hear Lady Jin's shrill voice, my father's low mumbles, and the frantic running of servants. They are urging for me. The shaman must be on his way. I have time, but not much. The cold energy stirs again, not with the force of my rage, but with a quiet, persistent hum. It is like a voice, one that does not use words. It is guiding me, telling me to look around the room. I get to my feet, my legs shaky, and begin to explore. The study is filled with forgotten things, stacks of old ledgers, bundles of yellowed letters tied with red string, and a heavy, dust-covered trunk in the corner. I go to the trunk. It is locked with a rusty iron clasp. I try to pry it open, but it is too strong. I am about to give up when I feel a familiar surge of energy. It is not a violent explosion like before, but a focused, precise rmth. I touch the clasp, and with a soft click, it springs open. I freeze, my breath caught in my throat. The energy is not just from the house. It is my mother. It feels like her. I lift the heavy lid of the trunk. It is filled with silks, embroidered robes, and the smell of dried lavender. My mother's clothes. I dig through them, my fingers trembling, until I feel something hard at the bottom. I pull it out. It is a leather-bound journal. Old, cracked, and tied with a faded ribbon. I undo the ribbon with shaking hands and open the first page. The handwriting is elegant, familiar, but strained, as if the writer was in great distress. I do not need to read the first entry to know what it is. It is her account. A letter to me. A testament to her life, her love, and her betrayal. That my da restruashi. If you are rereading this, then I am gone. I am sorry. I am sorry I could not be stronger. I am sorry I could not protect you from the darkness that has infested this house. But I need you to know the truth. I need you to know who you are and what was taken from you. I am not from a poor merchant family, as your father claimed. My name is not Li Xiu, but Lin Yu. I am the daughter of the master of the East Depot, Lin Sunghai. I was his only child, a daughter he loved and raised like a son. He taught me everything. He taught me how to see the truth in a person's eyes, how to hear the lies in their voice, and how to find the hidden threads that connect the most desperate events. He taught me how to protect myself. But I failed him. I met your father, and I fell in love. I thought he was different. I was wrong. He and Lady Jean, your so-called stepmother, are not what they seem. They are agents of a shadowy faction in the capital, a group that opposes your grandfather and is trying to undermine the emperor. They ride me to gain access to the East Depot's secrets. When they realized I would never betray my father, they began to plot. They poisoned me slowly. The physicians said it was consumption. It was a lie. A cold fury, ice and fire, washes over me. My father, the ineffective, bumbling man I had always pitied, was a traitor, a political operative, and Lady Jean, the elegant, manipulative matriarch, was his co-conspirator. They did not just kill my mother for greed or a slight. They killed her for power. They killed her for a conspiracy that threatens the stability of the entire empire. I read on. My mother's handwriting becomes more frantic, less elegant. I have hidden my identity. I have hidden everything. But I have left you the key. In the base of the moonflower pot in the den, I have buried a jade seal. It is half of a matching pair. Your grandfather has the other. If you ever find yourself in danger, find him. He will protect you. He is the only one who can. I love you, my little star, forgive me. And when the time comes, do not be afraid. Your blood is strong. You are a daughter of the East Depot. A jade seal. The moonflower pot. It is a real clue. A tangible piece of the truth. But the journal tells me more. It tells me the house itself has been touched by this conspiracy. My mother's death was a political assassination, and my attempted sacrifice at the ghost wedding is not just a cruel act of greed, but a way for them to tie up loose ends and maybe even harness the power of a vengeful spirit for their own dark purposes. The shaman they are bringing is not just a priest. He is probably one of their agents, a practitioner of the arts they use for their political ends. I hear a riage pull into the Cordier road. The sound of horses' hooves and muffled, authoritative voices. The shaman has arrived. They are bringing the man who will try to exorcise me, to break my will, to either kill me or bind me to their cause. That I have to move. I have to get to the den. The house, sensing my urgency, seems to hum in agreement. The flickering candle in the study sconce lights a path for me. I slip out of the room, my mother's journal pressed to my chest. The manor is a hive of activity. Servants are running, their faces pale. I hear my father's voice, now laced with the authority of his secret, giving orders to someone in the main hall. I cannot go that way. I need to go out the window. The study's window leads to a narrow balcony that overlooks the side den. It is a drop of about 12 feet. Usually, I would be too terrified to even contemplate it. But I am fueled by purpose and a burgeoning, ancient power. I climb onto the balcony railing, whispering a silent prayer to my mother. The cold energy swirls around my ankles, like a gentle, invisible hand, steadying me that I jump. I land not on hard packed earth, but on a soft bed of moss, my knees buckling but not breaking. The energy cushioned my fall. I am in the den. The moon is high, casting long, silver shadows. I remember my mother's moonflower pot. It is next to the small, dry fountain at the center. The flowers are blooming, their pale, white petals glowing faintly in the moonlight. I drop to my knees, my hands digging into the soft, the earth around the base of the pot. My fingers close around something cold and hard. I pull it out. It is a jade seal, heavy and perfect. It is revered with the character for truth. I am holding it, my heart soaring with relief, when I feel it. A cold, malevolent presence. It is different from the energy of the house, which is old and sad but essentially neutral. This is the RK. It feels like oil. It feels like a predator. I turn my head slowly. A man is standing at the edge of the den, just outside the pool of moonlight. He is tall, gaunt, and wearing a long, RK robe. His face is hidden in shadow, but I can see the glint of his eyes, like two chips of black flint. He is holding a wooden staff topped with a skull. So, he says, his voice a dry, rasping whisper. You are the one who has been disturbing the spirits. A little girl playing with power you do not understand. I clutch the jade seal to my chest, my breath catching in my throat. This is the shaman. He has found me. There are no more tricks. No more hiding that he raises his staff, and the darkness in the den deepens. The moonflowers wilt. The air grows heavy, cold. I feel a pressure on my mind, a sick, invasive force trying to push my own thoughts aside. He is trying to control me, to break my will. The cold energy of the house rises to meet him, but it is a gentle stream against his RK, raging river. You are nothing, he whispers, his voice echoing in my skull. A mere echo. And echoes can be silenced. Despair laps at my heart. He is right. I am nothing. Just a red girl with a bit of borrowed power. I see my mother's face. I see the betrayal in her eyes. I see the water closing over my head. I see the mockery in Su Meishin's smile. The rage comes back, a hot, pure flame that the cold energy latches onto, that I do not just have the power of the house. I have the power of my pain. I have the power of my mother's love and sacrifice. I have the jade seal of the East Depot in my hand. I am not an echo. I am the source. The jade seal in my hand begins to glow. It is not a cold light, but a golden one. It is a light that feels like the sun. It pushes back the oppressive darkness of the shaman. He takes a step back, his eyes widening in shock. What is that? He hisses that I hold the seal up, and the den erupts in golden light. The dead moonflowers spring back to life. The shaman's staff cracks with a sound like a gunshot, the skull shattering at his feet. He stumbles back, a scream of rage and terror ring from his lips. He is not a powerful sorcerer, I realize. He is a fraud. A charlatan who relies on fear and cheap tricks. The golden light, the power of my mother's legacy, is anathema to him. Get out, I say, my voice no longer a whisper. It is clear, commanding, and filled with the light of my new truth that the shaman runs. He flees through the den, scrambling over the wall like a frightened animal. I am left standing in the moonlight, the jade seal glowing in my hand, the den restored. I am not an echo. I am not a ghost. I am not a puppet. That I am the daughter of Lin Yu, granddaughter of Lin Sunghai, master of the East Depot. And I am done hiding. They wanted to make me a spirit bride. They gave me the courage to become a daughter of the East Depot. And I will use every tool I have to bring them down. This is no longer a fight for my life. It is a war for the soul of the empire. The night passes in a blur of fear and preparation. I find a hidden alcove behind a tapestry in the main hall, a place I discovered as a child when I played hide and seek with the servants' children. It is cramped, dusty, but safe. From there, I watch and listen. The servants are terrified, whispering about demons and curses. Lady Jean has barricaded herself in her chambers with a dozen guards. My father paces the courtyard, his face pale and drawn. The shaman has vanished, leaving behind only his shattered staff. And Su Mei-shin. She is the one who worries me most. I see her slipping through the shadows, speaking in hushed tones with a messenger. She is planning something. I need to know what. I wait until the household settles into an uneasy silence, then I creep out of my hiding place. I move through the manor like a ghost, the jade seal against my chest. I find Su Mei-shin in the tea pavilion, a small, secluded structure at the edge of the den. She is alone, pacing nervously. A lantern flickers on the table, casting long shadows across her face. You should be in bed, I say, stepping out of the dirk nest that she spins around, a scream caught in her throat. When she sees it is me, her face contorts into a mask of terror and hatred. You. What do you want? Answers, I say, my voice calm and steady. You are going to tell me everything. The shaman, the conspiracy, all of it. And then you are going to help me. She laughs, a brittle, desperate sound. Help you after what you did to me? You humiliated me. You made me beg. I will never help you. I take a step closer. The golden light of the seal flickers, casting a warm glow across the pavilion. You will. Because if you do not, I will tell everyone what you did. I will tell the prefect that you were the one who administered the poison to Qin Feng. I will tell the emperor's spies that you are a traitor to the throne. Do you think they will show you mercy? Her face pales. You would not. You have no proof. I hold up the jade seal. This is proof enough. It is the seal of the East Depot. The emperor's own secret police. Do you think anyone will question it? She sta residential at the seal, her eyes wide with recognition. She knows what it means. What do you want from me? The truth, I say. Tell me everything. Who is behind this conspiracy? Who is the shaman? What were you planning to do with me? She hesitates, her eyes darting around the pavilion as if looking for an escape. But there is none. Finally, she speaks. The shaman is not just a priest, she says, her voice low and trembling. He is a member of a secret society. They call themselves the Black Lotus. They are the ones behind the conspiracy. They want to destabilize the empire and put their own puppet on the throne. Your father and Lady Jean are high-ranking members. Qin Feng was too, until he sta rude to have doubts. That is why they killed him. And that is why they wanted to use you as a vessel for his spirit. They thought you would be a powerful weapon. I feel a chill run down my spine. The Black Lotus. I have heard whispers of them in the village, stories of dark magic and political assassinations. I never thought they were real. Where is the shaman now? I asked. That I do not know, she says. He fled after you did whatever you did. But he will be back. He is not the only one. The Black Lotus has many agents. They will not stop until they have what they want. And what do they want? She looks at me, her eyes filled with a strange mixture of fear and pity. They want you. The seal, the power, your blood. You are the key to something, Ruashi. Something they have been searching for years. And they will stop at nothing to get it. I feel the weight of her words pressing down on me. I am not just a victim. I am a target. I am a pawn in a game much larger than I ever imagined. But I am not a pawn anymore. I am a player. And I am ready to play it. Then we will stop them, I say, my voice filled with a cold determination. We will destroy the Black Lotus, and we will bring your father and Lady Jean to justice. But I cannot do it alone. I need your help. She sta residential at me, disbelief and hope Washington ring in her eyes. Why would you trust me? I tried to kill you. Because I know you are a survivor, I say. And survivors do whatever it takes to live. Help me, and I will spare your life. I will even help you escape the punishment you deserve. But betray me, and I will destroy you. She bows her head, her shoulders slumping in defeat. What do you need me to do first? I say. You are going to take me to the shaman's hideout. I need to find out what he knows. And then, you are going to tell me everything you know about the Black Lotus. Every agent, every meeting, every secret. I need to know my enemy. She nods, her face pale but resolute. I will do it. But you need to promise me one thing. Name it. When this is over, she says, her voice trembling, you will let me go. I will leave the city and never return. I will disappear. I will be no threat to you or anyone else. I look at her for a long moment. I see the fear in her eyes, the desperation. I see a girl who was raised to be a pawn, just like me. A girl who made terrible choices because she was given no other option but agreed, I say. Now let us go. We have work to do. The sun is beginning to rise as we slip out of the manor through a secret passage behind the kitchen. The air is crisp and cold, ring the scent of wet earth and burning wood. The city is just beginning to stir, the first merchants opening their stalls, the first laborers heading to the fields. Su Machine leads me through narrow alleyways and winding streets, past the temples and tea houses that dot the city. We do not speak. The silence is heavy with fear and anticipation. Finally, she stops before a small, nondescript building tucked between a butcher shop and a warri house. It looks abandoned, its windows boarded up, its door covered in grime. But I see the faint flicker of candlelight through a crack in the shutters. This is it, she whispers. This is where the shaman meets with the other agents. He should be inside. I nod, my heart pounding in my chest. I have no weapons, no allies, only the jade seal and the cold energy that hums in my veins. But I am not afraid. I am angry. I am determined. And I am ready. I push open the door and step inside. The room is small and cluttered, filled with strange artifacts and arcade tapestries. The smell of incense is thick and cloying. A man is standing at the far end of the room, his back to me. He is tall and thin, dressed in a long black robe. I knew you would come, he says, his voice familiar. It is the shaman. He turns to face me, and I see a cruel smile on his lips. I have been waiting for you. The Black Lotus is ready for you, daughter of the East Depot. I hold up the jade seal, and the golden light fills the room. I am ready for you too, I say. And I have a feeling you are going to tell me everything I want to know. He laughs, a cold, hollow sound. You are brave, I will give you that. But bravery will not save you. You are outnumbered, outmatched. The Black Lotus is everywhere. You cannot fight us all. Maybe not, I say, stepping closer. But I can fight you. And I will. For my mother. For myself. For everyone you have wronged. He raises his hand, and the shadows in the room begin to writhe and twist. Then let us see how strong you really are. The battle begins. The shadows surge towards me like living things, dark and cold. The golden light of the seal pushes back against them, but they are relentless. I feel the cold energy of the house rising within me, giving me strength. I am not alone. I have the power of my mother, of the house, of the East Depot. And I will not fall. Chapter 3 The shadows writhe and coil like serpents of pure darkness, driven by the shaman's outstretched hand. They slither across the floor, up the walls, and across the ceiling, blotting out the faint candlelight and plunging the room into an abyss of cold and terror. I feel their touch on my ankles, icy and grasping, trying to pull me down into the darkness. But the jade seal in my hand blazes with golden light, pushing back against the tide of shadow, creating a small circle of warmth and safety around me. You cannot hold out forever, little girl, the shaman hisses, his voice echoing from everywhere and nowhere at once. The Black Lotus has been perfecting this art for generations. You are just a child playing with a toy you do not understand. I grit my teeth, my knuckles white around the seal. The golden light flickers, and I feel a wave of exhaustion wash over me. He is right. I am outmatched. But I am not out of options. That I reach deep inside myself, past the fear and the doubt, and I find the cold energy of the house. It is still there, a quiet hum in the back of my mind. I had been using it like a blunt instrument, lashing out in rage. But my mother's journal taught me something. The power of the East Depot is not about force. It is about truth. It is about seeing through the lies and finding the hidden threads that connect all things. I close my eyes and focus on the shaman. I let the golden light of the seal flow through me, mingling with the cold energy of the house. Together, they create something new. A CLA righty. A vision that I see him not as a powerful sorcerer, but as a frightened man. A man who has spent his life hiding behind masks and illusions. A man who is terrified of the very power he claims to command. The shadows are not his own. They are borrowed, stolen from darker forces he cannot control. And they are eating him alive. I open my eyes and look at him. Really look at him. And I see the truth that you are dying, I say, my voice calm and steady. The shadows are consuming you. Every time you use them, they take a little more of your soul. You are nothing but a vessel, just like you wanted me to be. But you are not the master of the darkness. You are its slave. His face twists in fury. You know nothing. I am the master of the Black Lotus. I command the shadows. Do you? I ask, taking a step forward. The golden light pushes back the darkness, and I see a flicker of fear in his eyes. Then command them to release me. Command them to obey you. If you are the master, they will listen. He opens his mouth to speak, but no words come out. The shadows writhe and twist, but they do not obey. They are not his. They are something else. Something older. Something far more dangerous. That your power is borrowed, I say, taking another step. You feed on the fear and pain of others, but you have no power of your own. You are a parasite. And parasites can be crushed. I raise the seal high above my head, and the golden light explodes outward, filling every corner of the room. The shadows shriek and recoil, curling in on themselves like wounded animals. The shaman stumbles back, his face contorted in a mask of terror and rage. You are nothing, he screams. I am the Black Lotus. I am invincible. But his words are hollow. The shadows are retreating, dissolving into wisps of darkness that dissipate into the air. The room is filled with golden light, warm and pure, and I feel a surge of strength that I have never felt before. No, I say, my voice filled with a quiet certainty. You are a fraud. And I am going to expose you. I take a final step forward, and the shaman collapses to his knees. The shadows are gone. His power is gone. He is just a man. A weak, frightened man who has spent his life preying on others. Please, he begs, his voice trembling. I will tell you everything. The Black Lotus, the conspiracy, the Emperor. I will give you all of it. Just spare me. Please. I look down at him, and I feel a pang of something. Not pity, but understanding. He is just another victim of the game. A pawn who thought he could become a player. Tell me everything, I say, my voice cold and harrowed, and I might let you live. He does not hesitate. The words pour out of him like water from a broken dam. He tells me about the Black Lotus, a secret society that has been operating for decades, infiltrating the highest levels of government and the military. He tells me about their plan to destabilize the empire and install their own puppet on the throne. He tells me about my father and Lady Jean, who had been high-ranking members for Yaris. And he tells me about Qin Feng, who discovered the truth and tried to expose them, only to be silenced forever. But the most shocking revelation comes at the end. The seal, he says, his eyes fixed on the jade in my hand. It is not just a symbol. It is the key to a hidden vault in the East Depot. A vault that contains evidence of every crime, every betrayal, every secret that the Black Lotus has ever tried to hide. That is why they wanted you. They thought they could use you to get to the vault. I feel a chill run down my spine. The seal is more than just my mother's legacy. It is a weapon. And now it is in my hands. Where is the vault? I ask that he shakes his head. I do not know. Only the master of the East Depot knows its location. But there is a way to find out. There is a hidden passage beneath the manor, a passage that leads to the old temple in the forest. The temple is the Black Lotus's prima re-meeting place. If you go there, you might find the answers you are looking for. I nod, my mind racing with possibilities. And the shaman who tried to exorcise me, was he real? He laughs, a bitter, hollow sound. Real. There is no such thing as real. There is only power. And I gave him a taste of the shadows. That was all he needed to become a believer. I look at him for a long moment, weighing my options. He is a traitor, and a murderer. But he is also a useful tool. And I need all the tools I can get. I will keep you alive, I say finally. For now. But you will serve me. You will tell me everything you know about the Black Lotus, and you will help me destroy them. In return, I will spare your life. Betray me, and I will make you wish the shadows had taken you. He bows his head, his shoulders slumping in defeat. I understand. I will serve you. I turn to leave, but at the door, I pause. One more thing. The shaman who tried to exorcise me. Where is he now? He looks up, his eyes filled with a strange light. He is gone. He fled the city the night you faced him. But he will be back. And when he returns, he will bring the full power of the Black Lotus with him. I nod, absorbing the warning. Then we will be ready. I leave the room and find Su Meishin waiting for me in the alleyway. Her face is pale, her eyes wide with fear. What happened in there? I heard screaming. The shaman is no longer a threat, I say, my voice flat. But we have more pressing concerns. There is a secret passage beneath the manor that leads to an old temple in the forest. That is where the Black Lotus meets. That is where we are going. Her face pales further. The temple, but that place is cursed. No one goes there. Cursed or not, I say, that is where the answers are. That is where we will find the proof we need to destroy the Black Lotus. And that is where we will find the people who killed Qin Feng and tried to kill me. We move through the city in silence, our footsteps muffled by the morning mist. The streets are beginning to fill with merchants and laborers, their voices loud and cheerful, a stark contrast to the dark purpose that fills my heart. We slip through the crowds, unnoticed and unseen, two ghosts in a world of the living. We arrive at the manor just as the sun crests the rooftops. The guards at the gate rely glance at us as we pass. They have been told to watch for a demon, not a girl and her maid. I lead Su Meishin through the winding corridors and into the old servants' quarters, a part of the manor that has been abandoned for years. The floorboards creak beneath our feet, and the air is thick with dust and cobwebs. But I remember what the shaman told me. There is a hidden passage here. I see the walls, pushing and prodding, looking for a secret panel or a loose stone. Su Meishin watches me with a mixture of fear and curiosity. Are you sure about this? She asks. What if it is a trap? It probably is, I admit. But that does not mean we should not go. Finally, I find it. A loose stone in the wall that slides back at my touch, revealing a dark tunnel that spirals down into the earth. The air is cold and damp, smelling of moss and old stone. This is it, I say. The path to the temple. Are we going down there? Su Meishin asks, her voice trembling that I turn to look at her, and I see the fear are in her eyes. She is not a warrior. She is a survivor, and survivors do not take unnecessary risks. But I need her. I need her to be our witness, to be my voice when I cannot speak. That you do not have to come, I say. You can wait here. If I do not return by sundown, you go to the prefect and tell him everything you know. Use the seal as proof. He will have to believe you. She hesitates, her eyes darting between me and the D'Arque tunnel. Then, to my surprise, she nods. I will come with you. I have already done too much damage to hide from the consequences. Whatever happens, I will face it. I feel a surge of gratitude and something else. Respect. She is not the same girl who stood over me with a needle. She is someone who has seen the error of her ways and is trying to make amends. Then let us go, I say. I take a lantern from the wall and light it, casting a warm glow into the darkness. Then, together, we step into the tunnel. The passage is long and winding, sloping down withered at a steep angle. The walls are rough-hewn stone, slick with moisture. The air grows colder the deeper we go, and the sound of our footsteps echoes in the silence. It seems to go on for hours, but finally, we see a faint light ahead. We emerge into a vast cavern, its ceiling lost in darkness. The walls are covered in intricate carvings, strange symbols and figures that seem to writhe in the lantern light. At the center of the cavern is a stone altar, stained with something D'Arque and old. And around the altar, arranged in a circle, are 7 hooded figures. They rise as we enter, their faces hidden in shadow. The leader steps forward, his voice cold and sharp. So, the daughter of the East Depot has finally come. We have been expecting you. I feel a surge of cold energy, and I raise the jade seal. The golden light explodes outward, pushing back the darkness and revealing the figures for what they truly are. Not demons or sorcerers. Just men and women. Greedy, ambitious, and terrified of what I might do. I know who you are, I say, my voice echoing in the vast space. I know about your conspiracy. I know about the Black Lotus. And I know about the vault in the East Depot. You wanted to use me to get to it. But I am not a tool. I am a weapon. And I am going to destroy every single one of you. The leader laughs, a cold, hollow sound. You are brave, I will give you that. But bravery will not save you. You are one girl with a piece of jade. We are the Black Lotus. We have been operating for decades. We have infiltrated the highest levels of government and the military. We have agents in every corner of the empire. You cannot stop us. Maybe not, I say, taking a step forward. The golden light pulses with each beat of my heart, growing brighter and stronger. But I can start. And I am going to start with you. I raise the seal high above my head, and the cavern is filled with blinding light. The figures scream and recoil, shielding their eyes. The leader stumbles back, his mask of confidence shattered. Kill her, he screams. Kill her now. The figures surge towards me, but the golden light repels them like a physical barrier. They cannot touch me. They cannot even come close. I am protected by the power of the East Depot, the power of my mother, the power of my own will. I walk towards the altar, and I see a small chest sitting at its base. It is made of D'Arque wood, bound in iron, and covered in strange symbols. I recognize them from my mother's journal. They are the symbols of the Black Lotus. I open the chest. Inside is a stack of documents, each one a record of a crime. A bribe paid. A life taken. A secret sold. It is everything I need to destroy them. Proof, I say, holding up the documents. Proof of your crimes. Proof of your conspiracy. Proof of your guilt. The leader sta residential at me, his face pale and drawn. That does not belong to you. Give it back. Give it back, I laugh. I am not giving it back. I am going to take it to the emperor. I am going to show him exactly what you have done. And then, I am going to watch you burn. I turn to leave, but the leader calls out to me. You think you have won, you think this is over, the Black Lotus is everywhere. You cannot destroy us. We will rise again. We will be the ones laughing when the empire falls. I look back at him, and I feel nothing but pity. You are wrong. This is just the beginning. I am going to find every single one of you. I am going to expose you. I am going to destroy you. And I am going to do it all with the truth. Because the truth is the only thing that can beat the darkness. I walk out of the cavern, the documents clutched to my chest, and I feel the cold energy of the house surge through me. It is no longer a weapon. It is a partner. A friend. A piece of the legacy my mother left me. That I am no longer Su Ruashi, the helpless orphan. I am Su Ruashi, the daughter of the East Depot. And I will not rest until I have brought the Black Lotus to justice. That we emerge from the tunnel to find the manor in chaos. Servants are running, their faces pale with fear gua rds shouting, trying to restore order. And at the center of it all is my father, his face red with rage. Where have you been, Roars? What have you done? I hold up the documents. I have found proof of your crimes, father. Proof of your conspiracy. Proof of your guilt. His face pales. What are you talking about? I have no idea what you are saying. Liar. I say, my voice cold and sharp, you killed Qin Feng. You tried to kill me. You have been working with the Black Lotus to undermine the empire. And I have proof. This time, there is no escaping the truth. He stumbles back, his face contorted in a mask of fury and fear. You are out of your mind. You are repossessed. Gua RDS. Gua RDS, seize her. But the Gua RDS do not move. They are refrozen, their eyes fixed on the golden light radiating from the jade seal in my hand. They have seen the truth. They have seen the darkness in my father's heart. Father, I say, my voice soft and sad. I forgive you. For everything. But you cannot hide from the truth forever. It is time to face what you have done. He collapses to his knees, tears streaming down his face. I am sorry. I am so sorry. I did not mean for any of this to happen. The Black Lotus, they forced me. They threatened me. I had no choice. There is always a choice, I say. And you made the wrong one. Now, you will pay the price. I turn to Su Meishin, who is standing in the shadows, her face pale with shock. Take the documents to the prefect, I say. Tell him everything. Use the seal as proof. He will have to act. She nods, her hands trembling as she takes the documents. And you, what will you do? I am going to finish this, I say. The Black Lotus is still out there. And I am going to find them. I am going to destroy them. I am going to make sure they never hurt anyone again. I walk out of the manor and into the bright morning sun. The cold energy of the house hums in my veins, a constant companion. The jade seal is what RM against my chest. I am ready. That I am Su Ruashi, daughter of Lin Yu, granddaughter of Lin Songhai, master of the East Depot. And I am the light that will burn away the darkness. Chapter for the morning sun does little to RM the chill that has settled deep in my bones. I walk away from the manor without looking back, the weight of my father's confession and the documents in Su Meishin's hands pressing heavily on my mind. The streets of the city are alive with the usual bustle of merchants and laborers, but I move through them like a ghost, unseen and untouchable. The jade seal rests against my chest, a constant RMTH that anchors me to the present. I have no clear destination, only a burning need to find the remaining members of the Black Lotus and expose them before they can regroup. The shaman's words echo in my mind. The temple in the forest was their prima meeting place, but I have already been there. I have taken their documents. I have scattered their leadership. But the black lotus is like a hydra. Cut off one head, and two more grow in its place. That I need help. I need allies. And there is only one person I can turn to. My grandfather. Lin Sunghai. The master of the East Depot. But I do not know where he is. I do not even know if he is still alive. My mother's journal mentioned him only briefly, a shadowy figure in the background of her life. He is a ghost, a legend, a figure of fear and respect in equal measure. Finding him will be like sea urching for a needle in a haystack. That I find a quiet corner in a small tea house at the edge of the city and sit down to think. The proprietor, an old woman with kind eyes and a knowing smile, brings me a cup of steaming tea without being asked. I thank her and sip the bitter liquid, letting it warm me from the inside out. You look like you are riding the weight of the world on your shoulders, young lady, the old woman says, settling into the chair across from me. Her voice is soft and raspy, like wind through dry leaves. That I look up at her, riled. I am sorry. I did not mean to be a bother. Oh, you are no bother, she says, waving a red hand. I have seen many troubled souls in my time. Yours is different, though. You see a burden that is not entirely your own. It is your mother's burden, is it not, and your grandmother's before her? I freeze, my cup halfway to my lips. How do you know that? She smiles, a mysterious, knowing smile. I know many things, child. I was a friend of your mother's once. A long time ago, before she married your father and disappeared from the world. I recognized you the moment you walked in. You have her eyes. And her fire. I set down my cup, my heart pounding. You knew my mother, you knew Lin Yue. I knew her as Li Xiu, she says, her eyes growing distant. She came to me for refuge, more than once. She was a good woman, your mother. Kind and brave and fiercely loyal. She did not deserve what happened to her. But the world is not always kind, is it? No, I say, my voice a whisper. It is not. The black lotus, she says, and the name hangs in the air like a curse. They were her enemy. And they are yours now, too. But you are not alone, child. Your mother left you more than just a seal. She left you a legacy. And a network of allies who have been waiting for you. I lean forward, my eyes fixed on her face. Who are you? How do you know all of this? My name is Old Wu, she says. I am the keeper of the Eastern Gate. I help those who need to disappear. And I help those who need to find their way back. Your mother trusted me. And so can you. I feel a surge of hope, a light in the cold darkness that has surrounded me. I need to find my grandfather. Lin Sunghai. The master of the East Depot. Do you know where he is? She nods slowly. He is in the capital, hiding in plain sight. He has been watching you, waiting for you to be ready. And now, I think, you are ready. How do I find him? Go to the Jade Pavilion, she says. It is a tea house in the center of the capital, 3 streets north of the Emperor's Palace. Ask for the plum blossom tea. The person who serves it will know what to do. I rise to my feet, my heart racing. Thank you, Old Wu. I will never forget this. BCA refill, child, she says, her eyes filled with a deep, ancient wisdom. The black lotus has eyes everywhere. And they will not stop until they have destroyed you. Trust no one. Not even yourself. The darkness can be seductive. Do not let it consume you. I nod, a cold shiver running down my spine. I will remember. I leave the tea house and make my way to the city gates. The road to the capital is long and dangerous, but I have no choice. I have to find my grandfather. I have to finish what my mother route. The journey takes 3 days. I travel alone, sleeping in the open and eating whatever I can find. The cold energy of the house hums in my veins, keeping me warm and alert. The jade seal is my constant companion, a warm weight against my chest. On the 3rd day, I see the walls of the capital rising in the distance. They are massive, imposing, built of grey stone that seems to absorb the light. The gates are guarded by soldiers in gleaming armor, their faces hard and unyielding that I approach the gates with my heart in my throat. I have no papers, no proof of identity. If they stop me, I am lost. But the soldiers glance at me. They are too busy urging a merchant cart for contraband. I slip through the crowd and into the city beyond. That the capital is unlike anything I have ever seen. The streets are wide and clean, lined with elegant buildings and bustling markets. The people are well dressed and prosperous, their faces bright with the confidence of those who live at the center of the world. That I find the Jade Pavilion easily. It is a beautiful building, 3 stories tall, with a red lacquered facade and a gilded sign that glints in the afternoon sun. I push open the door and step inside. The interior is elegant and refined, with silk curtains and delicate porcelain teacups. The air is filled with the scent of jasmine and sandalwood. A young woman in a flowing robe approaches me with a smile that welcome to the Jade Pavilion. How may I serve you? I am looking for the plum blossom tea, I say, my voice steady despite the pounding of my heart. Her smile flickers for just a moment before returning, brighter than before. Of course. Please, follow me. She leads me up a winding staircase to a private room on the 3rd floor. The room is small but beautifully appointed, with a low table and cushions arranged around a window that overlooks the street below. A man is sitting at the table, his back to me. He is old, his hair white as snow, but his posture is straight and commanding. The young woman bows and withdraws, closing the door behind her. I stand in the doorway, my heart pounding in my chest. Come in, child, the man says, his voice deep and resonant. I have been waiting for you. I walk to the table and sit down across from him. He turns to face me, and I see my mother's eyes looking back at me. The same deep brown, the same fierce intelligence. This is him. This is my grandfather. You know who I am, I say, my voice a whisper. He nods slowly. I know. And I am sorry. I am sorry for everything. For not being there for your mother. For not being there for you. I have spent the last 20 years trying to make amends for my failures. And now, finally, I have the chance. I do not blame you, I say. You could not have known what would happen. I should have known, he says, his voice bitter. I am the master of the East Depot. It is my job to know. But I let my pride and my ambition blind me. I pushed your mother away. I told her she was too weak to carry the family legacy. And I was wrong. She was stronger than I ever was. I reach out and take his hand. She forgave you. She wrote about you in her journal. She said you were the only one who could protect me. His eyes glisten with unshed tears. Your mother was a better person than I ever deserved. And you, Ruashi, are her daughter in every way. Strong. Brave. Unafraid. I am proud of you. I feel a warmth spread through my chest, a sense of belonging that I have not felt in years. I need your help, I say. The Black Lotus is still out there. They are replanning something. Something big. I need to stop them. He nods slowly. I know. I have been tracking them for years. They are more powerful than you realize. They have infiltrated the highest levels of the government and the military. They have agents in every corner of the empire. But they have a weakness. What is it? He leans forward, his voice dropping to a whisper. Their leader is a man named Wei Wushang. He is a high-ranking official in the Ministry of Rights. He is the one who orchestrated your mother's death and the attempt on your life. If you can prove his involvement, you can bring down the entire organization. How do I prove it? He reaches into his robe and pulls out a small, intricately carved box. He opens it to reveal a jade pendant, identical in color and quality to the seal ICRRY. This is the key, he says. It unlocks a hidden room in the Ministry of Rights. A room that contains everything you need. Documents. Records. Confessions. It is the Black Lotus's deepest secret. And it is the key to their destruction. I take the pendant, my fingers trembling. Thank you, grandfather. I will not let you down. He smiles, a tired, sad smile. I know you will not. But BCA Refill, Ruashi. Wei Wuxiang is a dangerous man. He will not hesitate to kill you if he suspects what you are redoing. You need to be clever. You need to be quick. And you need to trust no one. I nod, tucking the pendant into my robe beside the seal. I understand. I leave the Jade Pavilion with a new purpose. The Ministry of Rites is a massive building at the center of the capital, its walls lined with gua RDS and its doors sealed tight. Getting in will not be easy. But I have the pendant. I have the seal. And I have my mother's fire burning in my heart. I spend the next day watching the ministry, learning its patterns and weaknesses. The gua RDS change shifts at the same time every day. The doors are re-sealed at sundown. There is a window on the third floor that is left unlatched, a small oversight that could be my way in that I wait until the city has fallen into darkness and the moon is hidden behind a veil of clouds. Then I make my move that I slip through the shadows like a ghost, the jade seal wa rm against my chest. The window on the third floor is exactly where I remembered it. I climb up the trellis, my fingers finding purchase on the old, weathered wood. The window slides open with a soft creak, and I slip inside. I find myself in a dark, narrow corridor. The walls are re-lined with doors, each one bearing a different name. I move quickly, my footsteps muffled by a thick serpent. My heart is pounding in my chest, but I force myself to stay calm. I cannot afford to make a mistake that I find the door I am looking for. It is unremarkable, just like all the others, but I feel a pull, a magnetic attraction that draws me toward it. I press the pendant against the lock, and the door swings open. The room beyond is small and sparse, with a single desk and a single chair. But the walls are covered in shelves, and the shelves are covered in documents. I scan them quickly, my eyes searching for anything that might be useful. And then I find it. A leather-bound ledger, its pages filled with the CA refill handwriting of Wei Wuxiang himself. It contains everything. Names. Dates. Payments. Confessions. It is the complete history of the Black Lotus that I feel a surge of triumph. This is it. This is the proof I need. But as I turn to leave, I hear a voice behind me. I was wondering when you would show up. I spin around, my heart freezing in my chest. Wei Wuxiang is standing in the doorway, his face twisted into a cruel smile. He is taller than I expected, with sharp features and cold, calculating eyes. You have been a thorn in my side for far too long, he says, stepping into the room. But now, finally, I have the chance to end this. Once and for all. I reach for the seal, but he is faster. He grabs my wrist, his grip like iron. Do not even think about it. I am not like the shaman. I do not play with shadows. I am the real thing. I struggle against him, but he is too strong. He pins me against the wall, his face inches from mine. You are a nuisance, he hisses. A little girl who does not know her place. But I am going to teach you. I am going to show you what happens to those who oppose the Black Lotus. I feel a surge of cold energy, the power of the house rising within me. It is not the golden light of the seal. It is something darker, something colder. But it is mine. And I am not afraid. Let me go, I say, my voice steady despite the fear are coursing through my veins. Let me go, and I might let you live. He laughs, a cold, hollow sound. You are brave. I will give you that. But bravery will not save you. I close my eyes and focus on the cold energy. I let it flow through me, filling me with strength and clarity. And then I lash out. The room explodes in golden light, the seal blazing in my hand. Wei Wuxiang is thrown back, slamming against the wall with a sickening thud. He falls to the ground, his eyes wide with shock and rage. What is this? He gasps as I walk towards him, my footsteps steady and sure. This is the truth, I say. And it is going to destroy you. I raise the seal high above my head, and the golden light fills the room, banishing the darkness and the fear. Wei Wuxiang screams, his face contorted in agony, as the light burns through him. But I do not kill him. I need him alive. I need him to confess. I need him to tell the world the truth about what he has done. I lower the seal, and the light fades. Wei Wuxiang is unconscious, his breathing shallow and uneven. I bind his hands with a length of rope I find in the room and leave him there, a prisoner in his own sanctuary. I take the ledger and the other documents and make my way out of the Ministry of Rites. The night is still and quiet, the city slumbering around me. I move quickly, my heart light with triumph. I have the proof. I have the traitor. And soon, I will have justice. Chapter 5 Dawn breaks over the capital like a wound, red and raw and bleeding across the sky. I have not slept. There has been no time for sleep. The ledger from Wei Wuxiang's secret room is tucked beneath my robe, its leather cover against my skin, and the weight of its contents presses down on my mind like a physical burden. Names. Dates. Crimes. The Black Lotus has been operating for longer than I have been alive, their tendrils reaching into every corner of the empire. And now I hold the proof in my hands. I have bound Wei Wuxiang to a chair in the abandoned Wari house where I spent the night. He is still unconscious, his breathing shallow, his face pale and drawn. The golden light of the seal did more damage than I intended. But I cannot afford to feel pity. He is a monster, a man who has orchestrated the deaths of countless innocents, including my mother. He does not deserve mercy. I sit in the shadows, watching him, waiting for him to wake. The cold energy of the house hums in my veins, a constant companion that keeps me alert and focused. The jade seal rests against my chest, a pulse of light that anchors me to the present. It is nearly midday when he finally stirs. His eyes flutter open, unfocused and confused. He looks around the room, his gaze eventually settling on me. A flicker of recognition, then a cold, calculating hatred. You, he says, his voice hoarse and dry. You are still here? I am, I say, rising to my feet. I walk towards him, my footsteps echoing in the empty space. And you are going to tell me everything? He laughs, a weak, bitter sound. You think you can break me? I am Wei Wuxiang. I have faced worse than a little girl with a piece of jade. I am not a little girl, I say, my voice cold and harrowed, and this is not a game. You killed my mother. You tried to kill me. You have destroyed countless lives in the name of your conspiracy. And I am going to make you pay for every single one of them. I hold up the ledger, and his eyes widen in recognition. Where did you get that? Your hidden room, I say. The one you thought was so cleverly concealed. The one that was supposed to be your secret. But secrets have a way of coming to light, do they not? He struggles against his bonds, but they hold fast. You will not get away with this. The Black Lotus is everywhere. They will find you. They will kill you. Maybe, I say. But not before I bring you to justice. Not before I expose every single one of your crimes. I open the ledger and begin to read. The words are damning, each one a testament to the depth of his depravity. A bribe paid here. A life taken there. A plot to destabilize the empire, to install a puppet on the throne, to seize power for themselves. It is a web of lies and betrayal, and it is all woven together by his hand. As I read, his face grows paler. The arrogance drains from his eyes, replaced by a dawning terror. He knows that he is beaten. He knows that his life is in my hands. What do you want? He asks, his voice a whisper. Money, power, I can give you anything. Just name it. I want the truth, I say. I want you to confess. I want you to stand before the emperor and tell him everything. And then I want you to rot in a cell for the rest of your miserable life. He is silent for a long moment. Then, slowly, he begins to laugh. It is a cold, hollow sound that echoes in the empty room. You are a fool, he says. A naive, foolish girl. You think the emperor will believe you. You think he will act on the word of a nobody from a backwater village. You have no power. You have no influence. You are nothing. I feel a surge of cold anger, but I force myself to stay calm. I have the seal, I say. I have the ledger. And I have you. That is enough. He shakes his head, his smile cruel and mocking. The seal is nothing but a piece of jade. A symbol of a bygone era. The East Depot is a shadow of what it once was. My grandfather, Lin Sunghai, is a ghost. A relic. No one fears him anymore. Your grandfather, I repeat, the words catching in my throat. Lin Sunghai is not my grandfather. He is my mother's father. He is nothing to you. He laughs again, the sound grating and unpleasant. Oh, but he is. He is your grandfather, and he is mine as well. We are brothers, you and I, cousins, to be precise. The Black Lotus is a family business, you see. And you, my dear cousin, are the heir to the throne I have been trying to steal. I feel the world tilt around me, the words crashing into my mind like waves against a shore. It cannot be true. It cannot. My grandfather, the man who welcomed me with open arms, the man who gave me the pendant and the strength to carry on, is a member of the Black Lotus. He is related to this monster. You are lying, I say, my voice shaking. You are trying to confuse me. I am telling you the truth, he says, his voice soft and almost gentle. Lin Sunghai is the founder of the Black Lotus. He is the one who rooted it all. And he is the one who ordered your mother's death. I stumble back, my mind reeling. The ledger falls from my hands, clattering to the floor. I feel a cold dread spreading through my chest, a darkness that threatens to consume me. You are lying, I repeat, but the words are hollow. I can see it in his eyes. I can feel it in my bones. He is telling the truth. Think about it, he says, his voice a cruel whisper. Why did he give you the pendant so easily? Why did he send you to the Ministry of Rights? He knew what you would find. He wanted you to find it. He wanted you to be the one to expose me. He has been playing you from the beginning. I sink to my knees, my mind a whirlwind of confusion and pain. My grandfather. My mother's father. The man who welcomed me with open arms. It was all a lie. A carefully constructed trap. He used me. He manipulated me. He played me like a pawn in his twisted game. But even as the despair threatens to overwhelm me, a spark of anger ignites in my chest. It is small at first, a flicker of heat in the cold darkness. But it grows, feeding on my pain and my rage, until it becomes an inferno that I am not a pawn. I am not a victim. I am a survivor. And I will not let them win. That I rise to my feet, my hands clenched into fists. The cold energy of the house surges through me, filling me with strength and purpose. I look at Wei Wuxiang, and I feel nothing but contempt. You are a coward, I say. A pathetic, miserable coward. You have spent your whole life hiding behind masks and lies. You have never faced the consequences of your actions. But today, that changes. I pick up the ledger and tuck it back into my robe. Then I turn and walk towards the door. Where are you going? He calls out, his voice desperate. You cannot leave me here. I can, I say, pausing at the door. And I am. But I will be back. And when I return, I will have the truth. The whole truth. And I will use it to destroy every single one of you. I leave him there, bound and helpless, and I walk out into the bright afternoon sun. The city is bustling with activity, the streets filled with merchants and laborers and officials going about their daily business. I move through the crowds, lost in thought. I need to find my grandfather. I need to confront him. I need to hear the truth from his own lips. That I make my way back to the Jade Pavilion, my heart heavy with dread. The building is just as I left it, elegant and refined, its red lacquered facade gleaming in the sunlight. I push open the door and step inside. That the young woman who greeted me before approaches with a smile. Welcome back, miss. Are you looking for the plum blossom tea? I am looking for the old man, I say, my voice cold and harrowed. Lin Songhai. Where is he? Her smile falters for just a moment before returning, brighter than before. I am afraid he is not here. He left EARLY this morning. He said he had business to attend to. I feel a surge of frustration. Where did he go? I do not know, she says. He did not say. But he left a message for you. He said to tell you that the truth is not always what it seems, and that you should trust no one, not even yourself. I feel a chill run down my spine. His words echo in my mind, a warning and a taunt. He knew I would come back. He knew I would find out the truth. And he left before I could confront him. I leave the Jade Pavilion, my mind racing. I need to find him. I need to stop him. But I have no idea where to start. I wander through the streets of the capital, lost in thought. The cold energy of the house hums in my veins, a constant companion that keeps me alert and focused. The jade seal is what RM against my chest, a reminder of my mother's love and sacrifice. And then I see it. A familiar face in the crowd. Su Meishin. She is walking towards me, her face pale and drawn. She looks exhausted, as if she has not slept in days. When she sees me, she quickens her pace, her eyes filled with relief. Ruashi. I have been looking for you everywhere. What happened? I ask, my voice sharp. What is wrong? She grabs my arm, her grip tight and insistent. It is your father. He has been arrested. The prefect took him into custody this morning. He is being charged with treason. I feel a surge of something. Not satisfaction, not relief. Just a cold, hollow emptiness. My father. The man who raised me. The man who betrayed me. He is finally facing the consequences of his actions. That good, I say. He deserves it. She nods, her eyes filled with a complicated mixture of sadness and relief. I know. But there is more. The prefect has requested to see you. He wants to know everything you know about the Black Lotus. He wants to use it to bring down the entire organization. I feel a glimmer of hope. The prefect is a powerful man, one of the highest-ranking officials in the capital. If he is willing to act, he could be a powerful ally. Take me to him, I say. That she leads me through the winding streets to the prefect's residence, a massive compound at the center of the city. The Gua RDS at the gate recognize Su Meishin and wave us through. We are led to a private chamber, where the prefect is waiting for us. He is an imposing figure, tall and broad-shouldered, with sharp features and piercing eyes. He rises to his feet as we enter, his gaze fixed on me. Su Ruashi, he says, his voice deep and resonant. I have heard a great deal about you. Please, sit. I settle into a chair across from him, my heart pounding in my chest. Su Meishin stands behind me, a silent presence. I understand you have information about the Black Lotus, he says. Information that could bring down the entire organization. I nod, pulling the ledger from my robe and holding it out to him. I have proof. Names. Dates. Crimes. It is all in here. He takes the ledger, his eyes scanning the pages. As he reads, his expression grows darker, more grim. When he finally looks up, there is a fire in his eyes. This is damning evidence, he says. It implicates some of the most powerful men in the empire, including the Minister of Rights himself. I know, I say. I found it in his hidden room. He is currently bound in an abandoned wari house on the outskirts of the city. I can take you to him. He nods, a grim smile on his lips. You have done well, Su Ruashi. You have done your mother proud. I feel a surge of warmth at his words, a fleeting moment of comfort in the midst of the chaos. Thank you, Prefect. But there is more. I have discovered that my grandfather, Lin Songhai, is the founder of the Black Lotus. He is the one who rooted all. The prefect's expression darkens. Lin Songhai, the master of the East Depot, yes, I say. He has been playing me from the beginning. He gave me the pendant and sent me to the Ministry of Rights, knowing I would find the evidence. He wanted me to expose Wei Wuxiang so that he could eliminate a rival. The prefect is silent for a long moment, his eyes fixed on the ledger. This is a complicated web, he says finally. But it is not beyond unraveling. I will send a contingent of Gua RDS to the Wari House to retrieve Wei Wuxiang. And I will issue a warrant for Lin Songhai's arrest. But I need your help. Anything, I say that I need you to find him, he says. I need you to bring him in. You are the only one who can get close enough to him. He trusts you, or at least he thinks he does. Use that to your advantage. I nod, a cold determination settling over me. I will find him. I will bring him to justice. BCA Riefel, the prefect says. He is a dangerous man. And he will not hesitate to kill you if he suspects what you are redoing. I rise to my feet, my heart filled with purpose. I understand. I leave the prefect's residence and make my way back into the city. The sun is beginning to set, casting long shadows across the streets. I have no clear plan, no idea where to start looking. But I know one thing. I will not stop until I have found him. I wander through the winding streets, my mind racing. Where would he go, where would he hide, and then it hits me. The old temple in the forest. It was the Black Lotus's prima meeting place. It is the only place I know of that is connected to him. That I make my way to the city gates and slip out just as they are reclosing. The forest is dark and foreboding, the trees casting long, twisted shadows in the moonlight. The cold energy of the house hums in my veins, keeping me warm and alert that I find the temple exactly where I remember it. The walls are covered in strange carvings, the symbols of the Black Lotus. The altar is still stained with something dark and old. And at the center of it all, standing with his back to me, is my grandfather. I step into the light, my heart pounding in my chest. I know everything, I say. I know what you did. I know who you are. And I am not going to let you get away with it. He turns to face me, his expression unreadable. I was wondering when you would figure it out. You are sharper than I gave you credit for. I am not here to fight you, I say. I am here to stop you. He laughs, a cold, hollow sound. You cannot stop me, child. I am the Black Lotus. I am the darkness that lurks in the shadows. You are just a little girl playing a game you do not understand. I understand more than you think, I say. I understand that you are a cow road. A pathetic, miserable cow who has spent his whole life hiding behind masks and lies. I understand that you killed my mother because she would not bow to your will. And I understand that you are going to pay for what you have done. I raise the jade seal, and the golden light fills the temple. My grandfather stumbles back, his eyes wide with shock and rage. What is this? This is the truth, I say. And it is going to destroy you. Chapter 6. The golden light pours from the jade seal like liquid sunlight, filling every corner of the ancient temple. The carvings on the walls seem to writhe and twist, the shadows retreating before the warm glow. My grandfather, Lin Songhai, stumbles back, his hand raised to shield his eyes. For the first time, I see fear on his face. Not the calculated fear of a man who has lost a game, but the raw, primal terror of a man who has been confronted with something he cannot control. He is still my grandfather. He is still the man who welcomed me into his home, who gave me the pendant, who spoke of my mother with such tenderness. And yet, he is also the man who ordered her death. He is the architect of the conspiracy that has torn my family apart and threatened the stability of the empire. I hold the seal steady, the golden light pulsing with each beat of my heart. I know everything, I say, my voice steady despite the storm of emotions raging inside me. I know you root the Black Lotus. I know you ordered my mother's murder. I know you have been using me as a pawn in your game. But the game is over. He lowers his hand, his eyes narrowing as he studies me. The fear is still there, but it is quickly being replaced by a cold, calculating resolve. You think you know everything, little girl. But you only know what I wanted you to know. There is so much more to this story. So much more you do not understand. Then tell me, I say. Tell me everything. Tell me why. Why did you kill your own daughter? Why did you destroy your own family? He is silent for a long moment, his gaze fixed on the glowing seal in my hand. When he speaks, his voice is low and heavy, filled with a weariness that seems to come from the very depths of his soul. That I did not kill your mother, he says. I tried to save her. But she would not listen. She was too stubborn, too proud. She thought she could change the world with her ideals and her principles. But the world does not work that way, Ruashi. It never has. Then why did you join the Black Lotus? I ask, my voice trembling with suppressed anger. Why did you create an organization that thrives on fear and corruption? He laughs, a hollow, bitter sound. You think the Black Lotus is about fear and corruption. You think it is about power. It is about survival, child. It is about protecting the empire from forces that would tear it apart. I did not create the Black Lotus to seize power. I created it to keep the empire from falling into chaos. Chaos. I repeat, my voice incredulous. You caused chaos. You destabilized the government. You murdered innocent people. You tried to kill me. He takes a step forward, his eyes burning with intensity. I did what I had to do. The emperor is weak. The court is divided. There are factions that would see the empire collapse into civil war. I created the Black Lotus to unite them, to bring them under a single banner. It was not about power. It was about order. It was about stability. And it worked. For 30 years, I have kept the peace. I have kept the empire from tearing itself apart. At what cost, I ask, my voice breaking. How many lives, how many families, how many innocent people have you sacrificed for your precious order? He is silent, his gaze dropping to the floor. Too many, he says finally. More than I can count. But I did it for the greater good. I did it for the empire. The empire does not want you, I say. The people do not want you. They want peace, yes. But they want peace that comes from justice, not from fear. They want leaders who serve them, not leaders who use them. He looks up, and there is something in his eyes that I have not seen before. It is not anger. It is not defiance. It is something more vulnerable, more human. It is regret that you are so much like her, he says, his voice really a whisper. Your mother. She had the same fire, the same conviction. She believed in justice, in truth. She believed that the world could be made better. I tried to protect her from the darkness. I tried to keep her safe. But she would not let me. She insisted on fighting. And in the end, it killed her. No, I say, my voice firm. It was not her fighting that killed her. It was your betrayal. It was your refusal to stand by her side. You abandoned her, and she died alone. I see a flicker of something in his eyes. Guilt. Pain. He loved her. He really loved her. But love was not enough to save her. Love was not enough to save any of us. I know, he says, his voice heavy with sorrow. I know I failed her. I failed her, and I failed you. But I am trying to make it right. I am trying to protect the empire. I am trying to protect you. Then help me, I say. Help me bring the Black Lotus to justice. Help me expose the corruption and the lies. Help me build something better. He looks at me, his eyes sea-urching my face. You want me to betray everything I have worked for. I want you to do the right thing, I say. I want you to choose redemption over power. I want you to honor my mother's memory by doing what she would have wanted. He is silent for a long moment, the weight of my words pressing down on him. Then, slowly, he nods. You are right, he says. She would have wanted this. She always believed that the truth would set us free. I was too afraid to believe her. But I am not afraid anymore. He reaches into his robe and pulls out a small, leather-bound book. It is worn and faded, its pages yellowed with age. He holds it out to me. This is the complete history of the Black Lotus, he says. Every member, every transaction, every secret. It is everything you need to bring the organization down. I was going to destroy it. But I think you deserve to have it. I take the book, my hands trembling. Thank you, grandfather. He smiles, a sad, tired smile. I am sorry, Ruashi. I am sorry for everything. I hope that someday, you can forgive me. I already have, I say. But that does not mean I can forget. And it does not mean you will not face justice for what you have done. He nods, accepting my words. I know. I am ready. I have been ready for a long time. I lead him out of the temple and into the forest. The sun is beginning to rise, casting a warm glow over the trees. The cold energy of the house hums in my veins, a constant companion, but it is no longer the driving force it once was. It is a part of me now, a piece of my legacy. And I am ready to use it for something better. We arrive at the prefect's residence just as the morning bustle is beginning. The guards recognize me and wave us through. The prefect is waiting in his private chamber, his face grim but determined. If I have him, I say, holding up the book. And I have everything else. The records. The confessions. The proof. It is all here. The prefect takes the book, his eyes scanning the pages. As he reads, his expression grows darker, more grave. When he finally looks up, there is a fire in his eyes that I have not seen before. This is damning evidence, he says. It implicates some of the most powerful men in the empire. It will cause a scandal that will shake the very foundations of the government. I know, I say. But it is the truth. And the truth is the only thing that can set us free. He nods, a grim smile on his lips. You are a remarkable young woman, Su Ruashi. Your mother would be proud. I feel a surge of warmth at his words, a fleeting moment of comfort. Thank you, prefect. But there is still much work to be done. The Black Lotus may be broken, but the corruption it fed on is still there. We need to rebuild. We need to create a government that serves the people, not the powerful. He nods slowly. You are right. And I think you are exactly the person to help me do it. I am taken aback. I am just a girl from a village. You are the granddaughter of Lin Songhai, he says. You are the daughter of Lin Yu. You have the blood of the East Depot in your veins. And you have the courage and conviction to fight for what is right. That makes you more qualified than most of the officials in this city. I feel a flicker of doubt, but it is quickly swallowed by a sense of purpose. I have spent so long fighting, so long struggling. And now, finally, I have the chance to build something better. I do not know if I am ready, I say. But I am willing to try. He smiles, a genuine smile. That is all I can ask. The days that follow are a blur of activity. The prefect launches a sweeping investigation, using the evidence I provided to arrest dozens of officials and military officers who were involved in the Black Lotus. The scandal rocks the capital, but it also brings a sense of hope. The people see that justice is finally being served, that the corruption that has plagued the empire for so long is being rooted out. My father is tried and convicted of treason. He is sentenced to life in prison, his properties confiscated, his titles stripped. I visit him once, in the cold, damp cell where he is being held. He is a broken man, his spirit crushed by the weight of his crimes. That I am sorry, he says, his voice a whisper. I am sorry for everything. I was weak. I was selfish. I did not deserve you. I look at him, and I feel a pang of something. Not pity, exactly. Not forgiveness. But a kind of acceptance. He is not the man I thought he was. He never was. But he is still my father. And I cannot change the past. I know, I say. And I am sorry too. I am sorry that you chose power over love. I am sorry that you let the darkness consume you. But I hope that someday, you will find peace. I leave him there, in the cold, damp cell, and I do not look back. Sue Machine is granted leniency in exchange for her testimony. She is sentenced to house arrest and stripped of her titles, but she is allowed to live. She visits me before she leaves the city. I am going to start over, she says. Somewhere far away. I do not know if I can ever make up for what I did, but I am going to try. I look at her, and I see a flicker of the girl I once knew. The girl who was my friend, before the lies and the betrayal. I wish you well, I say. I hope you find what you are looking for. She nods, tears streaming down her face. Thank you, Ruashi. For everything. She leaves, and I watch her go. I do not know if I will ever see her again. But I know that she is trying to change. And that is all anyone can do. My grandfather is tried and convicted of treason and conspiracy. He is sentenced to death. But before the sentence is carried out, I visit him one last time. He is in a cell much like my father's, cold and damp and dark. But he does not seem broken. There is a quiet dignity in his ring, a peace that I have not seen before. That I am glad you came, he says. I have something I want to give you. He reaches into his robe and pulls out a small, jade pendant. It is identical to the one he gave me before, but the character read into it is different. It is the character for HRT. This was your mother's, he says. She gave it to me before she died. She said it was a symbol of her love, of her hope that I would change. I kept it all these years, hoping that someday, I would be worthy of it. I am not. But you are. I take the pendant, my hands trembling. Thank you, grandfather. He smiles, a sad, peaceful smile. I am proud of you, Ruashi. You have become everything your mother hoped you would be. Strong. Brave. Unafraid. I am sorry I could not be the grandfather you deserved. But I hope that someday, you will forgive me. I have already forgiven you, I say. And I will always remember you. He nods, his eyes filled with tears. That is all I can ask. I leave him there, in the cold, damp cell, and I do not look back. The execution is carried out the next day. I do not attend. But I feel a weight lift from my shoulders, a burden that I have carried for far too long. The months that follow are a time of healing and rebuilding. The prefect appoints me as a special advisor, tasked with rooting out corruption and reforming the government. It is a difficult job, filled with challenges and setbacks. But I am determined to make a difference. I am determined to honor my mother's legacy. That I work tirelessly, traveling across the empire to investigate cases of corruption and abuse. I use the cold energy of the house to find the truth, and the golden light of the seal to expose it. I become known as the Lady of Truth, a figure of hope and justice. But it is not an easy path. There are those who resent my influence, who see me as a threat to their power. There are attempts on my life, plots to discredit me. But I survive them all. I am stronger than I ever knew. One evening, I am walking through the dens of the prefect's residence when I see a familiar figure. It is a young man, tall and handsome, with a kind smile and gentle eyes. He is wearing the robes of a Sholar, but there is something in his ring that suggests more. Ruashi, he says, his voice and familiar. It has been a long time. I look at him, and I feel a surge of recognition. It is Chin Fong. But it is not him. It is his younger brother, Qin Yang, who I have not seen since before the wedding. Qin Yang, I say, my voice a whisper. What are you doing here? He smiles, a sad, gentle smile. I came to see you. I have heard so much about what you have done. I wanted to thank you. For exposing the truth. For bringing justice to my brother. I feel a pang of sadness. Qin Feng. The man I loved. The man who was used and betrayed by the same forces that tried to destroy me. I am sorry about your brother, I say. He did not deserve what happened to him. He nods, his eyes filled with tears. I know. But I am glad that he is finally at peace. And I am glad that you have found a way to honor his memory. We talk for a long time, walking through the gardens as the sun sets over the capital. He tells me about his studies, his plans to enter the civil service. I tell him about my work, my hopes for the future. That I think my brother would be proud of you, he says. He always believed that you were destined for greatness. He was right. I feel a warmth spread through my chest, a sense of belonging that I have not felt in a long time. Thank you, Qin Yang. That means a lot to me. He smiles, a gentle, hopeful smile. I would like to see you again, Ruashi. If you are willing. I look at him, and I see a future stretching out before me. A future filled with hope and possibility. A future that my mother would have wanted for me. I would like that, I say. The years pass, and I continue my work. I become a force for change, a symbol of hope in a world that has been torn apart by corruption and fear. I never forget the darkness that I faced, the pain and the betrayal. But I do not let it define me. I let it fuel me. I let it drive me to create something better. And in the end, I find peace. Not the peace of forgetting, but the peace of acceptance. The peace that comes from knowing that I have done everything I can to honor my mother's memory. The peace that comes from knowing that I am exactly where I am supposed to be. I am Su Ruashi. Daughter of Lin Yu. Granddaughter of Lin Songhai. Heir to the legacy of the East Depot. And I am the light that will burn away the darkness.